Hello.
Hello, audience, call you, CBD team Elixinol. Please, your name for started.
Yeah, hello. So my name is Dan, and I am Australian, as you can hear. I work with Paul Benham, who you know very well, in both of his companies, actually. And so today I'm going to be talking to you about our American company, a CBD oil, the medicinal hemp oil company, Elixinol. And in
Wonderful.
fact,
Then, just a second. Very welcome, Dan, in our audience and in global audience. So we will just need second that we will take your presentation here and arrange just picture, but audience can see you already, right?
okay.
I will just open your presentation. This second or two. So we are ready. How is in
Great.
Australia? Middle of the night, early in the morning, or how it is looking out? Here is 70-41 in
Well,
Slovenia.
I can't tell you actually because I'm in Finland right now.
Wonderful. Then you are in Europe time.
I am indeed, and it's beautiful here. I wish I was in Slovenia. Paul has told me so many good things about the World Hemp Congress and all the people there, and I really I'm jealous that I have not been able to come in person. But thank you for inviting me to come and talk to you
Yeah,
electronically via
wonderful.
Skype.
We will see you next year then here too, when we here today Paul Benheim too. So, WORD is your global hemp innovation, technology innovation, exactly where here your work. You exactly work alone in this innovation, or you have team, or you just representative?
Yeah, well, we have a team in the USA, and as some of you may know, we work with the medicinal hemp oil, so the oil high in CBD, and we have a laboratory in the USA where we refine this oil and we make various products from it, and we've been doing this for the last 2 years, maybe a bit longer than that, and we've built up quite a team now. So we have quite a team in the USA, and we have people working with us all around the world now, so it has grown very quickly.
Then we started with second slide already. You just tell us when you will jump in another slide, and I will change the slides here, all right?
Sure, okay, so let's go to
Very
slide number
welcome.
3. Let's go to slide number 3, and you can see the picture there with the little bottle of oil, and it says CBD hemp oil absorption. So our innovation, this is something that we've been working on for the last 12 months or more, is to be able to improve the way that your body absorbs the CBD oil. Now, when you eat the CBD oil, the absorption is quite slow, and it depends on whether you've eaten food, if you have a meal at the same time. So if you take some of the CBD oil on an empty stomach, you have not eaten any food, the oil can just sit in your stomach for many hours and waiting for some food to come and sort of kickstart the digestive process, because typically this oil is very potent, so you only consume a very small amount of the oil. And so there's no chewing involved, there's very little swallowing. So from your body's perspective, it doesn't know the oil is there, and so there is no reason for the digestive process to get started. And so very small amounts of the oil can make it into the body. And if the oil, if it takes too long and the oil is pushed through the digestive system without being fully absorbed, then some of it will just go out the other end and it gets wasted. And so although people are getting fantastic results from taking the oil this way, we knew there was a better way. There was a way to get more absorption from the oil. And so if you go to the next slide, please.
Yes.
The water solubility, the particle size, and the stability of the oil, this is really our innovation, and this is the project that we've been working on for a long time. As you know, water and oil, they don't mix. If you pour some vegetable oil into a glass of water, it will just sit on the top, and your entire digestive system, your blood, your cellular system, all of these systems in the human body operate in water. And so in order, if you go to the next slide, please, you can see the digestive system there. In order for anything to get from your digestive system into your bloodstream and to then travel around your body, it has to be water soluble, and it has to have a very, very small particle size. And your body can do this. The different organs in your body can help to digest oils, but with a very small amount of oil, typically you're taking less than 1 gram or 1 milliliter of this oil. As I said previously, it's a very slow process, and sometimes your body just does not digest all of the oil very well. And so what happens if you go to the next slide, please? This has been obviously something that has been encountered in the pharmaceutical industry, in the food, the nutraceutical industry. Being able to get water to dissolve the oil has been something that has been done, but typically it has been done using synthetic chemicals and GMO chemicals, and it's using these, quite dangerous emulsifiers and solvents and preservatives. And the other thing is the stability. So if you're preparing something to go inside the body, for example, let's say you have some oil that you want to store somewhere, it has to be stable. You can't allow the oil to develop mold or bacteria. You can't allow the contents of the oil to oxidize, and the cannabinoids like CBD, they do oxidize. So you want to be able to preserve the product. And typically, in the traditional way of doing this is using high temperature pasteurization or irradiation. And so all of these processes are quite destructive, and they're harmful for the body, they're harmful for the product, and they're harmful for the environment. And that's certainly not the way we want to do things in the hemp industry. And so there hasn't been a lot of interest in trying to create water-soluble, or there hasn't been any action really in creating water-soluble CBD oil in this industry because of the cost and because of the difficulty. There have been some people who have pursued it. We have some competitors who are now starting to make some moves into the water-soluble side of things. But typically they are just copying what has already been done in the food and the pharma industries, and they're using the same synthetic chemicals, they're using the GMO chemicals, they're using these destructive processes. And so we observed this, and we really did not want to do the same thing. And one of the reasons why it's so important to try and avoid using these synthetic chemicals and all these dangerous chemicals is a very large portion of consumers who are consuming these medicinal hemp oils. If you move to the next slide, please. A large portion of consumers of CBD oil are sick children. And so these children, as you can see in the picture, there's a child there in hospital. This is an epileptic child. They spend a lot of their life in hospital. They're in the hospital every week. They have very fragile brains. They have a fragile immune system. The pharmaceutical drugs that are given to these children are extremely harmful. And so when you have a child in this fragile state, you don't want to be putting more poisons into their body. And sadly, this is the method that the pharmaceutical industry uses. And sadly, this is what some of our competitors have also been doing. And if you go to the next slide, please, I'll show you, these are just some of the chemicals that our competitors are using currently. And I won't go through all of these, but some of you may be familiar with some of these chemicals like propylene glycol, which is antifreeze. You've got the polysorbates and the polyglycerols. These are the things that are used in industrial chemicals. And so without innovation, without the right motivation, companies are just turning to what's easy and what already exists and what manufacturers recommend to them. Now, you don't want any of these things in your body, and especially if you have a sick child that you're trying to care for, you do not want to be putting some of these chemicals into your child's body. If you go to the next slide, please. Although the government allows these chemicals and the manufacturers will tell you that it's okay, there's nothing to worry about, there is something to worry about. These are some of the potential reactions from these chemicals that, they cause cancer. There's GMO, as you know, creates leaky gut, it creates terrible problems with the immune system. It can render people sterile, so the children grow up and they're never able to have babies. And so there is a real need to find a better way of creating emulsifications or creating water that and it has never been done because it's very difficult. But this is really the essence of our innovation, and this is what we're really excited to share with you, that we have done this. So if you go to the next slide, please. The picture there is a picture taken from our laboratory last week. This is very new news for us. We have created water-soluble CBD hemp oil. It's using the whole plant extract of hemp, which I'm sure you've heard from Paul Benham. The whole plant has a variety of beneficial chemicals, and they work together. The best results come when you take the whole hemp plant extract, and rather than using an isolated chemical, which is the pharmaceutical way of doing things, we have been able to achieve very, very small particle size. So this is something that the body can absorb instantly and very well. And so you don't lose anything. All of this is being absorbed by your body. We've managed to stabilize and standardize the water-soluble oils. And what that means is that it will not get moldy. It will not oxidize. It will not grow bacteria. It will not deteriorate in any way. And it is standardized, meaning that we know exactly how much CBD and some of the other beneficial compounds are in this product, and we can keep that the same every time. We do not use any high temperature pasteurization or irradiation or any of these harmful procedures in order to create that stability. And the final point there is probably the most amazing one, and this is something that people in the industry will tell you is impossible. We have managed to do this without using any emulsifiers or solvents or any synthetic preservatives. So this is almost in the realms of fantasy, that you can combine oil and water without using any of these chemicals or any of these other methods. And the way that we do this obviously is a trade secret, so I can't tell you.
You don't need to tell to us. You don't need to tell to the audience. This is great what you do.
We have developed a way of energizing the water. And what this does is that it enables the water to mix with the oil. So we don't have to change the oil. We have not altered the oil in any way. It's exactly the same compounds that are found in the fresh plant. You're getting the full essence and the full life force and the full medicinal power of the plant. And this is it's a multi-step process. It takes a number of procedures that have to be done in a certain way and in a certain order. But the end result is that we are able to combine the oil and the water, and the oil can be broken down into very, very small particle size, which increases the bioavailability of the oil. So this is, we've created really a form of CBD oil that is much more potent than any other form of sort of cannabis medicine available now. And this is something that's quite challenging to do with CBD hemp oil, because unlike other kinds of oils, the CBD oil from the plant, if people in the audience have seen this kind of oil before, it's very thick and it's very sticky, and it's quite difficult to work with. So we've been able to put this into a form that's very easy for the body to absorb. And if you go to the next slide, please, and just click the button once more, and you'll see a video start playing. And this video is a video I took in the laboratory at 2:30 in the morning. I was quite excited. We just finished the process and had success with it. What you see on the left-hand side, the brown liquid, that is halfway through the process. So it's not quite there, but the oil is dissolved into the water. And what you see on the right-hand side is the finished product. So that's when it's completed all the different processes. And you see it's very homogeneous. The oil is completely dissolved into the water. It's very stable. And then at the end of the video here, you'll see me take some of this finished product and pour it into a beaker of water. And so you can see how it would dissolve in the body. And it doesn't require any stirring, it doesn't require any heat or any other kind of assistance. It just instantly dissolves. And so we've created a very highly bioavailable product that's completely organic and natural. There's no chemicals used. We have not deteriorated or altered the oil in any way. So you're getting the maximum medicinal power from the hemp plant in this format. And if you go to the next slide, I want to share something else about this innovation with you.
So, sorry, we already see a film. Till now, pictures stay, but now, just a second, the film will be ready, all right?
Okay, sure.
So this white is your innovation, if we understand right? This white material, or?
I can't see what you are looking at. Are you looking at the pictures of the two glasses of liquid?
Yes, one is just a little yellow and one is white, much more white.
Okay, and did you...
You can talk about this already? Oh,
yes,
correct.
yes. So,
we see now.
that's the video. Did the video play?
Yes, we see now this in water.
You're pouring into the water and dissolving.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so that just shows you that the product really does dissolve. It would dissolve into the body, in your digestive system, very easily. And so it's a very highly absorbable oil. When you drink this oil, you don't have to wait hours for it to be absorbed into the body. So, for example, if someone was in pain and they were using the cannabinoids, the CBD, to help with their pain, they don't have to wait 2 or 3 hours before they get their relief. They're going to get the relief very quickly, within minutes sometimes.
Then we'll jump now in another slide.
Okay. Water-soluble hemp seed oil?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yes. So we've been talking about the CBD oil, the medicinal oil, and we've also used this innovation to process hemp seed oil. And as everyone here would be familiar, hemp seed oil is by far the best source of omega-3 and omega-6 essential fatty acids. It's the number one source of these oils in the world. And by using this innovation and using our new water-soluble technology, we have been able to increase the bioavailability of the oil and put it into a format where it can now be added to other products, for example, for drinks and other products where you now can absorb the omega-3 oils much easier, and we've increased the potency, I guess, of the hemp seed oil. And again, this is a stable product. It won't oxidize. The omega-3 and the omega-6 essential fatty acids in hemp seed oil are quite sensitive to air and light and heat. So you do not cook with hemp seed oil, and you don't leave it out in the light. It needs to be in a dark container. But we've been able to stabilize this without using any chemicals or without using any harmful processes, so that it will not oxidize. It will not grow mold or bacteria. This is a product you could store in the cupboard for years, and it would still be very effective. If some astronauts want to go into space and they want to take some healthy food with them, they can take our products with them, and they'll be fresh and vital for a very, very long time. And again, no emulsifiers, no synthetic solvents or preservatives or any of these chemicals. So this is a very healthy, very bioavailable form of omega-3. And if you go to the next slide, please. This is, we heard from one of our friends in Canada earlier. This is some new research from Canada, and this was in May 2016. And what they did was they surveyed basically all the different countries in the world to look at how much omega-3 people are consuming. And in the countries that are yellow or orange or red, that means that they are having very low or extremely low consumption of omega-3. And what the research revealed, if you go to the next slide, please, that they looked at how they can remedy this situation and how we can increase the omega-3 content of people's diets. And what they found was that the omega-3 needs cannot be sustainably met by fish consumption, because that is something that in the hemp industry we hear often when we talk to people about the omega-3 from hemp seed oil, is they say, oh, well, I eat fish, so I'm okay. Or, this country eats lots of fish, and so they're going to get a lot of omega-3. What the science has found is that's not true. Fish cannot supply enough omega-3 for people's dietary needs. And what's worse is that if you are eating a lot of fish products, the fish industry will tell you that it provides a lot of cardiovascular benefits and a lot of brain benefits, but all the fish contains mercury. It doesn't matter where the fish is coming from, if it's farmed or if it's from the deep sea or if it's from rivers or lakes or wherever it is, all the fish in the world are contaminated with mercury. And what the research has shown is that the mercury is poisoning you, and so you're not getting the benefits that you think you're getting from the omega-3 because the mercury is counteracting that benefit. And finally, if you remember back to that map, you had most of the world was red or yellow or orange. Most of the world's population has not enough omega-3, and it is causing very, very high risk of death by cardiovascular disease, so heart attack, or dementia, things like Parkinson's disease and Alzheimer's. And so it's a very serious problem, and we believe we have a great solution for this now, because this water-soluble hemp technology, this makes this is a totally sustainable resource. We can grow as much hemp as we need to supply all these omega-3s. And in this water-soluble format, this stable format, it makes it very bioavailable. So you only need to take a very tiny amount of this oil. It could be added to breakfast products, to juice, and to water, to energy drinks, to your coffee. In various ways, you can be getting all the omega-3 you need from hemp using this technology. So we're very proud of that. And if you go to the next slide, please, this is the final slide, just to summarize what we've been talking about, is that the...
Summary? Summary?
Summary, yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, please. Yes, so just in summary, water-soluble CBD oil, it really is the gold standard, and we've achieved that now. No one has done this before. Even the pharmaceutical industry does not know how to do this without using harmful chemicals, and this is something that we've done. So it really is a world-first innovation for us that we're very excited about. And what it produces is a superior bioavailability. So the oil is very absorbable. It makes it very easy for your body to absorb this oil and to get the full benefit from the hemp plant. Something else that we found during producing this new product is that it has improved the taste of the oil. And if anyone in the audience there has tried consuming CBD oil, sometimes it can have quite a strong or even spicy flavor. This technology has produced a very mild tasting, very smooth water-soluble oil, so which makes it easy now for us to create delicious products. And I was watching the guy from Austria talking about his hemp milk products and some of the great hemp products he's creating. This is important for consumers. They want to enjoy the products that they're consuming, and they want to get their CBD or their omega-3s and enjoy doing it. They want some pleasure. And now we can do that. We can create very delicious products. And in fact, we've already begun doing that using this new technology. One of the new products that we have created is an energy drink. Again, it uses no chemicals, but it's extremely powerful. It really brings your brain to life. If you've ever wanted to know what it felt like to be Einstein for 3 hours, this is the product for you. It's incredible. And it tastes delicious, and we have organic flavors and all these wonderful ingredients that we use now. So you're going to start seeing some pretty exciting products coming from Elixinol. And again, we use no emulsifiers, no solvents, no synthetic preservatives, none of these chemicals. This is a healthy product that people can enjoy, for their whole family, for their children, feeling confident that there's nothing harmful there. They're just getting the pure medicinal power from hemp with none of the negatives that have been the standard up until now. So that's our innovation, and I hope you understood everything I talked about today, and I'm happy to answer any questions. If people have a question for me, they wish to email me, they can do so. You can see my email address on the screen there, dan@elixinol.com. And yeah, thank you for giving us the opportunity to share this great news with you. And if anyone has any questions now, I'm happy to answer those. Otherwise, I'll let the Congress continue, and I look forward to hearing from people in the future.
Thank you very much, Dan. You are amazing, amazing, amazing. And Elixinol team is amazing in this innovation. Yeah, really, really great project.